Hi, this is Adrian, and I'm a Bootstrap founder.
This is Adrian, and I'm VC-backed founder.
And we are two Adrians working in a startup. So, Adrian, would you, because you're VC-backed and a Bootstrap, I don't understand what's money. Like, I never seen money in my life. Will you take that check again?
Depends, my friend. If I have to build the same stack, the same company that I built in 2020, nowadays I wouldn't take the check. I prefer to build the company from scratch in a bootstrap way because the technology advanced a lot. The open source market, it's more developed that was in 2020.
So personally, I don't have any strong opinions of this, but I would assume that, you basically say, bro, you can vibe code, you don't need money. Is that what you're basically saying?
In a way, yeah. You can vibe code, you can build, basically we built from scratch our first version of the algorithm. 5 years ago, we don't have a lot of open resources. We don't have a lot of open source data set to train our algorithm. So we have to pay people to manually label the entire process. So yeah, nowadays you can build the same company that we built 5 years ago with a tiny amount of money compared with 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I started my business, I think I had around 5,000 euros. And I mean, I guess like at least 2K went to only just like how do you register a company? How do you know, all that like wasting money. And then the other stuff was, just money disappears somehow by not doing anything. But I was working on the side, so I never really had any funding. So it was like, okay, whatever money I saved, instead of buying Bitcoin, which I guess would have been the better choice every month, I started like, let's be stupid and let's do a startup and just put more money whenever I needed more.
And the similar amount of money also we invested. We are 3 co-founders. We each of one invested around 5,000 euro in the beginning. And
right, 5,000 euros each, right?
Yeah,
not 50K. Okay, fine. Yeah,
5,000 euros. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. But still, I think you would have made more money if you took all that money and your VC check and just buy Bitcoin back then, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So basically, just don't do startups, right? Just put it in
invest in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah, in the next moon coin, Elon
or
baby
in
coin.
Nvidia. Nvidia, 5 years ago, the stock was a really low price compared with nowadays. So probably in 5 years, they growth over 500%.
Indeed, yeah, that's so. Yeah, I guess do not do a startup now. Okay, I guess it's like so what did it change in every day? It was just only that it was easier to vibe code your startup, or was there other reasons why you would not take money?
I wouldn't take money today because when we taken money, we take that amount of money to build the algorithm, to pay people to label the data, to pay the GPU to train the algorithm. So basically, we take that all check just to train the algorithm. And today, we have a lot of open source models. We can build the same company just starting from open source models. 5 years ago, we didn't have a lot of options to build a company on open source.
I don't know about you, but at least I would assume if you got more money, I think you would take bigger risk, I would assume.
Yeah.
Because it's
definitely. Yeah, because when you are a VC-backed company, being a VC-backed company means also you have to grow fast and big. So an exit of 10 millions for a VC-backed company, it's like a failure. It's more like a zero exit for the VC. VC usually want to become $1 billion company.
Well, I mean, my biggest risk, at least, was that the extra money which I had, I could have, I guess, go one more extra vacation or do
Yeah.
something more interesting. So I guess, like, I'm not sure if I was taking risk and just had a more boring life. So me taking the risk of a startup was just work more. I'm not sure it was really a risk for me
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
I
But
mean, there was some risk, of course, associated because you could have focused on other stuff of your life. So
but being a VC-backed company helps you to develop a different kind of risk that you are willing to take, because you have to grow fast, you have to grow big, so you don't have nothing to lose. So you have to take more and more risk compared with another type of company, a bootstrap company, or someone who is employed.
I guess also if you took your bootstrap, so when I started, I was working on the side and eventually I stopped working basically. But in the early days, like the risk is still there a bit because you're still putting some resources. But I guess if you have some money and you're like, okay, I quit my job for 6 months and you go all in on this, and let's say you have like some savings, like half a year, 1 year, I guess the feeling will be similar because you're still going all in because like else I won't have even bread to eat, or I'll eat my bread outside while begging, right? So I guess there is something like that as well. Now with that money, I guess also customer acquisition was different for me, at least. I didn't have no opportunity to pay for paid ads, so I never used paid ads. I did everything organic. I was spamming different websites. I got banned on Reddit. So I did various stuff, right? But I think the only paid thing I did once was paying some random influencer, and it brought zero money.
Smart investment.
Yeah. Again, I could put that money in Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I guess with that capital, your acquisition strategy was way more open-ended than mine.
It was totally different compared with your acquisition strategy. In the beginning, we don't invest a lot of money in organic growth. So basically, we try to grow hiring a salespeople. And running some ads, but ads for us didn't work well. And I think didn't work well because we didn't have really good definition of our ICP. So basically the approach was more like an abroad approach compared with a more...
Sorry to interrupt, just to clarify, ICP means your ideal customer
profile.
Yeah.
Ideal customer profile. Yeah, so we tried some ads. Doesn't work for us, but I think the main reason of why it doesn't work was related to the ICP definition, and mainly our growth was driven by salespeople.
So you paid salespeople, they went selling.
Yeah.
They catch some fish.
Yeah.
And you then ate your... Okay, I see. I mean, what I did in the early days, so first thing I posted, there's like this community called Indie Hackers. It's like I don't know if it's still relevant nowadays, but it was like a place where bootstrap founders or people who are software developers and they think they can do startups, they build their own startups, and they basically think they're startup owners because they build the software, but they have no business skill. Sorry, I deviated. Anyway, I posted there. I got only one person to try it from Philippines. He gave me some feedback and it barely worked for my setup. So basically my product sucked. But I got that feedback. I went to Reddit. I got instant banned because
it's promotion.
Yeah, it's like you can't promote yourself. I should have wrote like, oh, here's an app which my little sister made in the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And then it would be fine, right? And then I went on Facebook groups. Because I couldn't find like back then a podcast community app, community. So I went there, I found several groups, I posted there and I got amazing traction. I got like so many comments, so many conversations, and also might make my first money back then. So it's...
So it was community driven?
I mean, I hard to say if it's community driven. It's just like I went to a community and asked. I mean, I don't think there's like a, there's no Reddit or clean voice where people talk, oh my God, look at this clean voice trick. Like, I don't think there's something like that. But for me, it's like I just did shit and some things worked. And I don't know. I mean, now I think I have a more defined definition of a customer acquisition now. But yeah, and compared to you, I already had an ICP in mind. So customer profile in mind. And I just went there and just tried to find more of those. And basically more or less it was organic everything. Later it came more SEO and some other stuff. But those stuff take. So organic growth is very slow. And at Bootstrapper, I felt that. So it was slow. But there are a lot of things. I think as a bootstrap, because you have no money, you have to do weird shit, and some of weird shit is very effective because nobody's doing it.
Yeah, and it's a more sustainable way compared with VC-backed startup when you have to grow fast. That's the single metric that it's important, growing as fast as possible at any price. So the sustainable way, it's not literally take into consideration at the beginning. You have to capture the market as fast as possible.
Were the VCs pushing you to do that? I mean, I know there's like intrinsic, like, hey, we're not going to say it to you, but you have to do this, right? You have to become a $1 billion company, etc.
Yeah,
but did they actually say it to you? Why?
No, in that words, but basically that's the expectation from every VC that invest in every startup to become the next $1 billion company, because that's the math.
So they did say it, but in a different words, or did they say it like, bro, go to $1 billion indirectly?
Indirectly.
They said it in their corporate speech. Okay, fine. So now coming about VCs, did VCs actually guided you well? Like I would assume they have experience of investing in gazillions of startups, and some of them became $1 billion companies. Did they give any good advice for you?
Depending on the niche and their expertise. The really, really good advice and network that came from the VC, it's related to other investors. So intros to other investors, they came at the table with other VC or other people willing to invest. So basically that saved me a lot of time in the first phase, and secondly, they will help you if you want to grow fast and attract enterprise customers. Usually the people from VC know really, really well the enterprise market because they came from that market.
So it's, I guess, a bit helpful, but yeah, if you're targeting, big customers, I guess they have more experience, but they won't really, did they help you in the early days somehow a bit? Or because I guess the early days, it's not so relevant, I guess.
It's not so relevant. And again, depends on the member from the VC and their experience. Are few members that are more close to that, my journey, to that, my stage of the company, and they understand better my way of building and give me better advice. So at the end of the day, depends of you. You will get a lot of advice from VC, for other people, for your friends, for basically anything has an opinion about how to do things. But nobody can better understand your business as you understand. So you have to filter the entire advice and apply to your business. What do you think and what do you feel will be better for the future of your company?
I see. Yeah. I mean, okay, I guess. Yeah. So I guess with some money, so I mean, later on, I guess, okay, you try to grow your company, but when you're growing your company, you're going to have to hire people. Now you hired the salesperson, I guess. You got your check, right? Okay, good. What's my shopping list?
Yeah.
Paid ads. Okay. Wasted money. Okay. You go now. What's on the shopping list? Salesman. Kind of worked, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Salesman was good. What else was on the shopping list?
ML engineers, marketing, people to label our data. So we hired an entire team. And the hiring process for us, expected from the salesman, we hire just from recommendations. So basically, every person that we hired was a recommendation from another person.
Was it more like, this is my friend, can you hire my friend? Or was it a bit more better?
No, a bit better.
Okay. It wasn't
not that kind of recommendations.
Yeah, because like, hey, bro, let's build. Everybody's like the same guy, Yeah, because like if you just bring like invite a friend, you just have like sausage fest basically.
Yeah. We still have to build a company.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay, I mean, for me, it was like I didn't have anyone. I was doing the data labeling. I was the cleaning lady. I was, or cleaning guy in this case, sorry. I was the guy I did some data labeling for my algorithm. So I was labeling most of the data in the early days. I was building the code. I was doing the marketing. So I was wearing all those hats somehow. Not sure how I did it, but yeah. And then eventually, I think Clean Voice made around, I know, like $1,000, a bit less. And, I had basically someone approached me on LinkedIn and gave me some advice and like, hey, look, I have no money. This is like, I made a screenshot from Paddle, which is my payment provider. This is the amount of money I make. I'm basically, look, I'll give you half of it. I have no clue how much it's worth for you, right? Like if you work 1 hour per week, or if you work like half an hour per week, I don't know, or for the whole month, I don't care. I can send you like this amount of money, and you do what you think it's worth that money. That's how I hired my first person. And then of course that increased as the revenue increased. I pushed more and more.
You hire more like a chief of staff.
What do you mean with chief of staff here?
Doing things for you. Basically all things that can
be delegated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So, but in this particular case was for marketing, because the workload was somewhat predictable, right? There was like not a clear process, but vibe process. If there was a process which is not quite defined, but you kind of know what you're doing, I call that vibe processing. So this was vibe processing. You kind of know what you do if you understand what you do, and we had like a repeatable stuff. Right, and that can be easy delegated. So there was like a fixed process. I didn't build like, oh, here are the 20 SOPs and I can delegate them. No, like no, I'm horrible at that stuff. Now we have some SOPs, but still, I still think it's just chaotic. If you ask her, she's like, nah, it's chaos here.
Yeah.
Even nowadays, I assume there will be a day where it's like nicely organized, but I don't think this is gonna happen for me. I live in pure chaos. Anyway, that's how I got my hire. And basically, the more money I had, I tried to hire someone, or at least, like, okay, good. Do this one tiny thing, small, and then more responsibility I gave to more people, right? As I went. But yeah, I mean, I can still hire more people, man, but there's no budget for that. Even now.
It's a different approach. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not fast and furious for sure. Now, I guess with... okay, good. You've got your team.
Yeah.
You're growing like crazy, or you hope you're growing like crazy. I mean, what's your exit expectation? Like, I guess I'm not saying what the VC expectation is. Okay, this is a very okay. You can say, the politically correct answer.
Yeah.
This is what the VC are expecting. We all know it. We can Google it. The ChatGPT will tell you. But
my expectations.
Which is $1 billion company. I get it, right? $1 billion, gazillion dollar. They have a big exit. It's champagne on a yacht, and then whatever. I don't know, but something crazy like that. What's risky your exit expectation, if you're willing to share, of course?
Yeah, I'm willing to share. My exit expectation are around tens of millions. So it's more like a conservative exit. The VC expectation, of course, it's over 100
gazillion dollars.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm choosing the tens of millions.
Humble man.
Yeah.
Wait, just for context for our listeners, we are two Eastern European boys. I mean, we're Euro poor. Like I think expectation for billions not even in for France even, and even there's where it's more common, I guess. So we are Euro poor here for context. So we have low expectations. No, you want billions, we want millions only. Yeah. So okay, I mean, for me, the exit, I see it like this. Ideally, a nice exit of several millions, right? Or just milk the cow,
Yeah, it's another way, another good way, because
maybe
you
both.
have,
Who knows?
yeah, maybe not both. And for example, here in Eastern Europe, if you made 10K per month, you have a really good life. So basically, if you build a business, a sustainable business that can produce you 10K per month, it's a really good.
Which again comes me like, okay, you could invest in Bitcoin, those 10, your money. Another thing which I come is like, especially if you're a tech person in Eastern Europe, it's like, why the F would you do a startup? Because the Eastern European dream, I think the Eastern European dream of a Eastern European developer, like technical, like a software, branch, is that you work for a US company and you live in Eastern Europe. You get like a remote contract, right?
Yeah.
100K at least, 200K even. Heck, there are people who are getting more than that. But let's say,
Minimum 100K contract.
yeah, 120K. So it rounds up to 10K per month.
Yeah.
And you get the business. You get your 9 to 5 or 9 to 9, whatever. Maybe you slack your job because it's remote. So you do some coding. Then there's a day of chill. Because let's be honest, the most is like even the people who work for American companies, they're not non-stop online. They don't work or no developer works 8 hours.
Yeah, definitely.
No, fuck no. I mean, maybe sometime, right? Like, you get that Monster Energy drink, 2 Coca-Colas, pop some tobacco, right? Yeah.
But today you can develop really, really fast with vibe coding. So basically
But that's the easy part, right? Like everybody can do a shit, yeah, but it's like marketing, distribution, like that's the hard part, right? You can't vibe code. I had the idea of Facebook. Yeah, bro, why don't you build Facebook? Why didn't you build Instagram? Why didn't you build TikTok?
Yeah.
So I had the idea of Uber. Yeah, bro. Yeah, me too. Look, where are you?
Yeah, and today being so easy to build or vibe code an application, the real differentiator comes from how to market, how to promote, how people knows about you.
How do you actually learn that skill? Like, I mean, assume both of us, we didn't have that skill in the beginning. Maybe even nowadays we don't have that skill. Who knows?
we still don't have.
We know the basics, right?
Yeah.
But like, is there a way to learn this except without doing a startup? Like, can you even learn that?
No, I don't think it's another good way expecting to doing in your company. Of course, you can learn from multiple people from the internet. It's a great people that can teach you how to do marketing, how to promote, how to be more visible and growth. But every people came with their expertise, and their expertise it's not 100% applicable to your startup, your niche. So it's not another way that doing yourself.
I mean, for the past 10 years, I'm not sure how many books I read, but I've read like if you go like New York Times best business books, I read most of them. Like you're like, recommendation on business books. Most of them I read. Or listen, depends on the book. I know. I think I have around 100 books read, maybe 200 with audiobooks for the past 10 years. I was reading mainly business books, non-fiction, and psychology, basically that.
Same to me. Same to me.
Yeah,
as a category.
From all those books, only handful were relevant for me building my startup. I think the most was just wasted time.
Yeah.
It was, I know, it was business masturbation. I don't know how to call it, man. It was really wasted time, I think. But it felt good, it felt good. Wow, I learned, Yeah, but most of them was me.
Yeah, and probably most of the principle from the books are not anymore applicable in nowadays. Or the market is changing in a really fast way.
I remember reading, like Gary V book. There was like on jab, punch. I don't know, it was something like that. I mean, I think it was talking about omni-channel marketing, right? So even though the book maybe wasn't so relevant, still the principles, a lot of principles are applied nowadays. So they're still, I think, in older books, business books, they're applicable. But the thing for me was not that the ideas maybe were not good or bad, or maybe could not be applied. It could, for me as a bootstrap founder, it was irrelevant. It's like, why teach me about management when I have like, we're a handful of people. It's like, or whatever, right? Or all kind of other stuff where like, man, it's like, I don't know what to do with this information. I have no investors. I don't have, like a lot of the stuff just like applies for scale. But if your scale is 0, then it doesn't matter, right? So actually there were some books, right? So for me, at least, I remember reading a book from Arvid Kahl. I hope I didn't misspell his name. I think it's I has a podcast, I think the Bootstrap Founder or something like that. Anyway, he had a book, and that book, like some of the ideas I could apply immediately. Like I remember I read it and I could apply it on the questions which I had, like maybe not give me the answer, but accelerated the process to find a solution. But I think the most valuable book in the early days for me was the book called The Company of One. And it was a book about solopreneurship. There were some other books which like one good idea here and there, but like you read so much, if you go to Google and get the recommendations, like the mainstream stuff, almost everything was like just I felt good about it, but useless.
Yeah.
But for you, VC, I would assume, did some of those books apply for you?
Not really, because the main things still I learned doing the process and doing the things by myself. Of course, some books, some examples speed up the process because you don't have to reinvent the wheel and try things from the scratch. You have a cold start. But yeah, basically how I said, it's really depends on your business and your timing in the market and your team and your resources.
What about you?
Yeah.
It's about you, man.
Yeah. So you'll get a lot of useful ideas.
Tell me one book. Just be precise here. One book. Can you tell me at least one book you can say it helped? We can all say, oh, books helped, but...
No. One book that helped us was the Product-Led Grow. That was. And we starting to do Product-Led Grow, I think, half year ago.
Yeah, that's a good book, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I gave you that book, right?
Yeah.
That's a good book. Yeah, if anyone doing like a SaaS business, it's the essentials.
Mandatory, yeah. It's essentials.
That's for sure. Yeah, and like you go to New York Times or like top business books, you won't even find it immediately. But it's not so unpopular. I think it's kind of getting more popular. I think it's not so hard to find. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not so hard to find, and also depends on what kind of business are you doing. If your business can operate in a self-service way, you probably it's applicable a product-led growth strategy. If your business doesn't operate in a self-service way and it's just enterprise or direct sales, it's irrelevant for you. So it's a wasted time.
I mean, there are books like The E-Myth, something, I forgot exactly, but it's book on like treating your business as a franchise, not because, people like to bake bread, but once you're in the business of bake breading, it's a totally different thing. And you have to see yourself more like, see the process, build a team, make it repeatable, predictable, etc. Right? And I think not all books are bad, but as you said, it's really sometimes in the context. So maybe those popular books, maybe they apply for a lot of founders, but not for us at least. It was at least for SaaS founders like us.
Yeah, maybe it's applicable for another type of founders, another type of company. Yeah, it's just our experience.
That's our experience, yeah. Okay, well, with all this knowledge, and we've talked about exit, let's talk about failure.
Yeah.
So, what does failure mean to you in the context for your business? Except going bankrupt, of course. Is that the biggest failure?
No. The failure for me, it's a little bit different from making mistakes or facing setbacks. In my view, failure it's when I'm doing something I don't love, when I'm doing something I'm not 100% involved, when I'm doing something I'm not putting my entire passion and best effort. So that's represent for me failing.
Yeah, I also like to passionately go bankrupt. Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it. I understand what you mean. No? But for me, like, if I go bankrupt, anyway, I'm poor. It's not like I'm Euro poor. It's not like,
Yeah, but
it's like it's not like from 1 to 0 is not a big distance. So for me, at least, it's like, whatever. Like, it's fine if I fail. For the experience which I've gained, I think for the experience, it's made it worthwhile.
Yeah, and the person that you become at the end of this experience, it's really, really valuable.
You mean bold, sad, gray-haired, stressed out, right? Stage 2 cancer, right? Oh wow, I'm very excited for that one, mate.
It's perfect.
It's
all I dream my entire life.
Exactly, was born for that, man.
Yeah. So, failure. It's more like what it's important for us. It's usually we think and saw failure as a bad thing because probably we want the other people to have a good opinion about us. Probably if we know nobody will care about what we did, probably will be okay to go bankrupt and start again.
I'm fine. Like if I'm like I think maybe what happened is that you fail so like through your business you go through so many things and you're like, I don't give a shit if what people care.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about that. I'm just gonna do it, bro. You're like something like that. That's kind of like so basically, old man, white hair, exactly. He's the guy at the beach. No.
Yeah.
You know what I like? The confidence, or an old man going to sauna. Butt naked, doesn't give a shit, spread his cheeks like it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the confidence what I want, That man, he has so much wisdom, but just going like that,
Yeah.
When I go to sauna, I mean, depends where you go, right? Like I went very often in Austria and sauna, and like there's like the rule you have to go naked, right? Because more hygienic. Not sure if that's true, but doesn't matter.
That's the rule.
That's the rule, right? And like I go with I put my towel. I go inside, I open my towel, like I don't share, I'm not like, hiding or anything, like look at me. Here's
This is me.
This is me, right? But I'm not like, oh, here's little Johnny, I'm not like, like this, like, oh, look.
Yeah.
Look, my man, and like showing every particular angle, right? I'm more discreet, like, no, the man, those men are like that's like they don't give a shit. It's like
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm not sorry. Maybe that was a bit inappropriate, but yeah. Okay, I think we talked enough. I think if we continue talking, we're talking in the wrong direction. So yeah, I guess quick to the first question. Do you regret taking the check?
No,
Yeah,
definitely no. Because 5 years ago, there is not another way to build what we build. Another than taking that check.
This is Adrian.
This is Adrian.
And see you next
on the
time.
next
episode.